One of the greatest signs that you're on to something legendary and amazing is a peer review that's negative. I love everything about what this book stands for. I wanted to love the book. I really, really hope that David Logan and who else is involved with this again? John King and Haley Fisher Wright come up with a Tribal Leadership 2.0. It fell flat on its face in the last chapter. And that said, I really hope this doesn't discourage anybody from reading it because it's an absolute masterpiece on communication. One could argue that my topic, my thought process already puts me out of the equation for that. That's fine. It's not about me. This is simply about what I want to see from tribal leadership. What they're so close to the brink of the next level and unlocking the next level. And what was sad was hearing them in the last chapters of their books. It's not about admitting and owning the reality that they weren't even aware of the concept of the fifth level of tribal leadership. It's that instead of embracing it fully, they literally attack the dynamic that is the essence of level 5. And I know those of you who are about to read the book are like, what the heck is he talking about? Hang in there, or go read the book, or go watch a YouTube video on it. I'm sure there's some great ones. But getting to the stage of life is great and not fighting with others. And by the way, that's again what this is all about. It's saying, again, I love what David Logan has done, and I hope he builds on it. We're going to be creating a better chart for this for our own brand. We do this with books that we are adopting for the sake of building our own culture out. I love so much of what was taught that it's kind of like reading an amazing book and getting to the end of the book and the last chapter just being horrific and being like, man, like this book could have been such a classic. It was such a legendary masterpiece. And, well, it failed. And I think part of it was I've been in this position. I want to launch the Power Marketing Funnel as a book. I don't have the budget to do it right now. So I don't know if they rushed to publication after having to slow down their hypothesis. But in their process of discovering level 5 and the fact that there is a level life is great, where less than 2% of companies play at that stage, here is my hopeful gift to you, which will also be reciprocated back to me, David Logan, John King, Haley Fisher Wright. Please consider the value of a 2.0. What you did was you talked about this word miracle. And you talked about this word miracle as though miracles don't occur, as though there's somehow this complete disconnect between science and spiritual and science and luck. There's not. There's not a disconnect between the two. The louder I say, it's not going to help. He that has ears, let him hear. He that has eyes, let him see. Maybe you won't be able to see it. Maybe you won't be able to accept the veracity and value of that happening. What I hear you talk about in this book, especially with whoever did the audio for it, you guys talk about the miracle experience as though when people voice that, man, it was just miraculous that it came together, you seem to associate that with dumb luck, or this sentiment that there's not some scientific veracity or value behind it. The fifth level of life is great will be elusive to a tribe if you do not have the capacity to embrace the reality that there is a higher power behind all of this. And you can call it a banana, you can call it God, you can call it the universe. I'm not here to judge what you call it. We all have our own form of how we accept that. But I think that's what I felt as I read the book, as I read the version. I was like, man, they discredit the reality, the veracity, the tangible nature of a miraculous outcome, as though there's no science behind it. That was one of the essence that I really was disappointed in. And then there's also a couple of really strong. I will do a better review of this later. This is just for a simple review. In one of the appendices, I guess you call it, in the appendix, if you will. There's a section in there where you try to claim that you're not doing this for y'all's own selves, and I'll find it, but you really cheated yourselves. Instead of just owning the fact that no, there's definitely I mean, you guys are smack dab in the middle of the "we are great" culture, which people who believe in "we are great," according to your theories for your book, also don't admit it openly that they are not. You guys stand against someone or something rather than just, you know, owning the greatness of what you guys have created. So I think there's some opportunity for some cleanup there that would allow more people to holistically finish this book and go, wow, that was really profound. And yes, I do want to learn more. But it almost felt like y'all were trying to shy away from confidently selling or confidently saying it, just inviting people to come and be a part of what you've done. And I don't remember what it was. I'd have to get down to the nitty gritty and really go through it. And like I said, I might do that later. The other component, though, there was a part in the book, and maybe I misheard, but I heard you claim that integrity was a excuse me, integrity was a bad value to have um, as a company. And in the context of what you were referring to, you're referring to how it's not definable or it's not something that people can gravitate around. Whatever you claimed, I was like, this isn't really adding up. This doesn't make a lot of sense. And then later, I think it was even one of your stage 5 companies. There was definitely one of your stage 4. There was 2 or 3 times where you said that those companies had integrity as one of their brand values. And in one of those instances, you actually celebrated that was the value that they had chosen. So I may have misheard something with that, but this book has me so passionate because it's enlightening. It's something that I learned. I read the first 50 pages and then I sat on it for almost a year, just soaking in over and over and telling people about the concepts and being really excited about it and learning that other people were borrowing the concept and using it in their own way, which is totally fine. I mean, like, more power to people. Go use the knowledge that we give people, right? Um, I I am I'm just super grateful for what you guys have studied. I don't feel called to do the 2.0, right? And build on the back of this, kind of like Gino Wickman did with Rocket Fuel on the back of the the E-Myth by Michael Gerber. Like, fantastic books, awesome. I hope that you guys take some time for Tribal Leadership 2.0. Just like, Strengths Finder with 2.0, since you guys are big fans of Gallup, and I'm also a big fan of that. I hope to see that come to fruition. I've got my own missions and own things to build. But if I get the chance to meet you, I hope that you know that I send a giant virtual hug for everything y'all have built. Um, what I learned has the effects that the ripple effects that it will have on the quality of my relationships. Like, I'll never be able to unlearn what you guys gave me, and it will have a profound effect on my relationships for the rest of my life. Whether that's my relationship with my kids, my relationship with those I serve, the ability to recognize tribes and respect the territory within which they are, and know how to talk to them, and find the people who can help create the shifts. Just it's really impressive what you guys came up with, and how holistic the book is. And my complaint is you're almost there, and I want you guys to figure it out because I've got other things to figure out in life, and I don't have the capacity to do what you did. Not at this stage. It's going to take me years if I'm ever going to get there to move towards that. There's too many other things I want to focus on, develop. But if you guys continue to throw down for Tribal Leadership and take it to the next level, I will be one of the happiest beneficiaries of all. So thank you. Fantastic job writing the book. I look forward to leaning in and learning more about the culture and taking the quiz. And I hope that this is a value to your entity. We really appreciate First Class Business. We appreciate you at Vision Pros Lives podcast, Oportunidades de Trabajo para Latinos, opportunities for Latinos, opportunities for Filipinos as well. All of the Passion Pro, the Law Spot with Melissa Gray, Franklin Parker and his firm, the Directional Advisors. There's so many companies, and again, the ripple effect of the companies and families. There's just so many that are going to be touched and blessed by the knowledge and wisdom that y'all packed into this book. So keep being amazing, and thanks for leading the way.